Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Crewhound. Today I got some Call of Duty World at War Team Deathmatch on Asylum for you guys. And naturally, because this is in Call of Duty World at War, we're going to talk about Call of Duty World War II, which I affectionately and accidentally always seem to call Call of Duty World at War II, though it couldn't be more different just because Treyarch is not making it, and I was kind of hoping that Treyarch would wind up making the next World War II game. I'm not heartbroken that it isn't, because I'm extremely excited, because I think World War II is one of the most interesting wars in the history of, there's a guy I missed right there, but in the history of warfare. But nonetheless, let's get into a little bit of World War II talk. We know that the official reveal trailer is coming out tomorrow, April 26th, and along with that, we've seen a couple leaked images that kind of leak a few of the weapons that must be in the game, because why would they be in an image if they're not in the game? And one of those weapons that we have seen leaked, and I will put these images in the description below. If you don't believe me, I will find a way to do it. I will show you guys the images, or I will tweet them out, one of the other. And I guess that's an easy way for me to plug my Twitter, at Crewhound or at CrewhoundYT. I don't know which one I'll put it on, but please give me a follow on both. Nonetheless, images have leaked this gun, the gun I am using in Call of Duty World War II, the Thompson round drum. There are two images that really show this. One is extremely obvious. The guy is holding the gun straight up in the air. You can see the round drum and the barrel of the Thompson. And then there's another one that you can kind of just see the round drum over the shoulder, I guess underneath the shoulder of a soldier carrying it. But along with that, I've been able to pick out what I think is one more weapon that is leaked in those leaked images, and that's the B.A.R, the B.A.R, the big-ass rifle. It is a machine gun in World War II used by the Americans. It is in Call of Duty World at War, and it basically acts like an assault rifle with limited mobility. I think there's only like 20 to 40 shots in each clip, and it doesn't shoot particularly fast, but it's extremely powerful. So that gun, I'm presuming, based on my same logic that I'm using, assuming the Thompson's going to be in the next game, I'm presuming that means that the B.A.R will be in the next game as well in Call of Duty World War II. Now, much like beyond that, we don't know much more regarding what guns are going to be in World War II, but it is now official that World War II is the game coming out. So why don't we hypothesize what guns could be in Call of Duty World War II? So now we don't exactly know which sides we're representing in the game, but we do know what we've represented obviously in World at War, which is the Americans, the Germans, the Russians, and then the Japanese. But in World at War, or World War II, I think it's only safe to imagine that we're going to be representing the Americans, the Germans, and the Japanese, because we don't know if we're going to go down the Russian route or down another ally of ours. It's just a little bit too premature without the release video coming out tomorrow to assume which one we're going to be representing along with that. And it is entirely possible that we're just representing the Americans. I guess it would also be possible that it's the British that we're representing, just being that the UK and then the US are the most common players of the game. But nonetheless, let's get into it with submachine guns, just because that's what I'm using and that's what came to mind first. Thompson obviously is in the game. That gun has been leaked and I think all but confirmed. Along with it, obviously, I'm presuming the MP40 will make a drastic return, for better or for worse, just being that the MP40 was such a pain to deal with in this game. But it is the most common submachine gun used by the Germans, so I think it's very fairly easy to presume that that is going to make another return as well. Now, submachine guns in World at War were extremely overpowered, at least to the majority of people, just being that they shoot the fastest and you get the most mobility out of them for that. So I don't know what we can say necessarily to, I guess, predict what the role of submachine guns can be in World War II, but what we do know is that they are the most, I guess, they'd be the most likely guns to be overpowered, just being that you can have the most mobility with them, shoot the fastest, and in theory then do the most damage. But what we do know, like I said, we know the Thompson, and we're presuming the MP40. We can also presume the Type 100 could make a return, just being that it is in this game. I believe it's a Type 100. I'm 99% sure that's a submachine gun, the Japanese submachine gun. They've also got a machine gun that is the Type 100. But then beyond that, that represents the three parties that we know. There could obviously be additional weapons in those groups, but we don't know that for sure. So we're going to move to rifles. A big portion of World at War was the semi-auto rifles, and I'm fully expecting that to return to World War II. And that's exciting to me because it's a little bit different than what we're used to seeing with assault rifles, and assault rifles are typically the most overpowered guns in the game. So nonetheless, let's go into that. I think I'm almost fully certain in my mind that we're going to see the M1 Garand, just being that it was one of the most popular guns used for the American infantry, and I think that's kind of a staple of World War II, that gun is. So I'm presuming that gun is going to be in the game, and along with that, I think it's safe to say the Gewehr, the Gewehr, will be in the game for the German infantry, considering that was one form of the Gewehr and not was the most common gun used, or common assault rifle used by German infantry. And then there's a couple different assault rifles that the Japanese seem to use, or I guess just rifles. They're almost all type blank. You know, a couple that come to mind are the type 46, type 45, type 47, and maybe the type 66. Something in that line would be expected. Hopefully shotguns make a return. You know, the trench gun really and the double barrel are all you can assume there. The flamethrower, who knows? That'd be fun too. But as far as machine guns go, and I'm going to run a little bit low on time here, so I'm going to put a little bonus clip at the end. But as far as machine guns go, they're an extremely important part of World War II, so why wouldn't they be an extremely important part in the game? Obviously, the MG42 and the Browning kind of, you know, make their namesake in World War II. So I think it's safe to presume those two are in it, as well as some sort of Japanese machine gun will probably make another appearance. We have like I said, the Type 99 in World at War. Whether that's going to be the gun in World War II, we just don't really know quite yet. But on top of that, we've covered the shotguns, we've covered the assault rifles, or really the rifles. And I guess you can throw in there the STG, the Sturmgewehr, in the rifle category. It's just a little different because it's not a semi-auto rifle, it's a fully auto rifle. So I don't really know how they'll classify that quite yet. But we've covered the machine guns, which obviously will include the B.A.R. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't think I mentioned that when I was talking about it, but I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. And then we'll go to the sniper rifles, which, you know, it's obviously, again, a little bit difficult to just presume. We're making hypotheses right now, and we're going based on what we know, two of the guns to be in the game and the time period. But the Springfield was a common sniper for the American side. You know, it's in World at War. I think it's not necessarily, you know, easy to presume that's the sniper that they bring back, but it's a possibility. The car, I think they called it the Carabiner. Whatever. The German Kar 98K sniper was their most common sniper used. And then the Arisaka, which is also in World at War. You know, I think it's kind of safe to presume that being one of the most common snipers that the Japanese use, that we could see that in this game as well. But that's kind of it for my hypotheses. You know, it's kind of all over the place. I'm using World at War as a big template for this because I really don't know. We don't know much about the game yet. We'll find out a lot more tomorrow, and then maybe we can make another video about it then and kind of go into things a little bit more deeply. We should see some guns in that reveal as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please check me out, subscribe to me if you liked it, and like the video if you liked it as well. Those help a lot. I need to get to 100 so I can get a custom URL, and then it means the world to me. So yep, there's that. I'll catch you guys later.